Hello, red leader to nomad, red leader to nomad. Our position at 038875. I repeat, 038875. Have crossed crest of Great Western Himalaya at 1100 hours. Flying at 24,500 feet. Due south-southeast of Nanga Parbat. Nothing more to report. Over. So red leader to nomad, red leader to nomad. Encountered wind pocket at feature 03198. Our height 23,100 feet. About to cross West Deosai Plateau. Over. Target. Women about to go into attack. Over.
At this point of time, regular Pakistan army formations appeared on the scene, and the battle line was stabilized along the Bhimber-Mirpur-Kotla axis. This was the earliest beginning of what was to become the recognized line of control between the two armies. It was the onset of the summer of 1948. As the snows receded, vast stretches of the alpine grasslands were ablaze with flowers. It was a scene of Himalayan splendor that had to be seen to be believed. And yet, there was an air of uncertainty. Way beyond, trouble was brewing. Ladakh had been enveloped by the raiders, aided and abetted by Pakistan army officers. In continuation of the great game played between the British Empire and Tsarist Russia, the British, now concerned by the emerging socialist leadership in India, wanted a buffer between the Soviet Union and independent India. In 1947 itself, the Gilgit garrison, instigated by a British officer, Major Brown, had revolted, and after killing the Dogra officers and soldiers, had overthrown the Maharaja's administration. Over the coming winter, they spread out over the Deosai plateau and by spring were in a position to assault Kargil and Dras. After the capture of Kargil and Dras, they entrenched themselves at the Zojila Pass, the lowest defile in the 800 miles of the Great Western Himalayan Range. This operation of vast magnitude, in which Pakistani forces had occupied all of Baltistan, advanced towards Leh, and captured Kargil and Dras in May and June, was carried out by 2,000 men consisting of the Gilgit Scouts, Chitral Scouts, Frontier Constabulary, and some units of the Pakistan Army specialized in handling heavy weapons. With the motivation of being Ghazis, warriors for Islam, and the promise of loot and rape, abduction and murder, this motley crowd had pulled off a military coup of sorts. Crossing the Deosai Plateau in the dead of winter, they had captured almost 40,000 square kilometers of land, consisting of gargantuan glaciers, world-famous mountains, legendary trade routes, and strategic passes. By June, the Pakistanis were astride the Zojila Pass, the only route between Kashmir and Ladakh. The summer months of 1948, from June to September, witnessed actions unheard of in recorded military history. Here we are seeing the actual process of the establishment of a picket at 16,000 feet above sea level. This was filmed on the 11th of June 1948 as a platoon of the Patiala infantry scrambled up the rock pinnacles of the great Himalayan range and, after slogging through deep snowfields, reached the summit ridge near Bodh Kulanganj, overlooking the Zojila Pass, and a picket was established here. Over the next few days, this doughty band of men repulsed several enemy attempts to dislodge them from this vantage point. It was a strange phenomenon. The intermittent sound of firing by the LMGs echoing across the vast chasm towards the south of the pass, where stood the sacred mountain of Amarnath, barely 4,000 yards away.